Welcome back to it, my beautiful people. This is Onslaught Gaming 40K. For those of you who this is the first time ever attending the show, welcome. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Share with your friends. But today, we're going to talk about the Onslaught Tampa Open that happened over the weekend. 16 teams showed up. One team won it all. Stay tuned and find out. What's up, my brother? How are you doing today?
What's going on? I'm doing good. I'm so ready for this. It's showtime.
I love it, man. Go ahead, talk to us.
So ain't nothing better to get on here and tell people all of my unobjectively correct opinions. Shout out to Plasma Minis for showing up at 4 o'clock. Man's a true supporter.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Plasma Minis, man. Wonderful people. Wonderful team, by the way. Every single person there. Shout out to JT, Ryan, Charles. Who am I forgetting? Sorry, don't crucify me.
Go on. You're a real fan. Name every member of Plasma Minis right now.
Hey, I just named 3. All right, so I got what, 3/4 of the way there. My bad.
That's still a D. That's 60%.
Hold up. I'm gonna cheat real quick. It's gonna be an easy one. So Alan and Zach. See, I got you. Got all 5 of them.
His TO endorses cheating. You heard it here first.
Well, I already had BCP up, so it made it nice and easy to check it out. But anyways, brother,
endorses doing everything the hard way.
Everything, every single thing. My goodness, man.
I'm doing great. I had a great weekend. Went to a little RTT. Had 16 entries, kind of rather small. Nothing crazy.
16 team entries at that.
Look. There were 16 tickets sold. That's all I know. That's
all you know.
I'm a player, not an organizer.
So, speaking of which, how did it go for you? Be honest, man.
Oh, it was great. I was wonderful. It was a 5-round event. It was teams. So, every team that I encountered, both played against and talked to, during the free time that the TO so generously allowed us, was great. Everyone was happy to be there. People were all in great spirits. Had a mirror match into a Tyranid player. That was fun. He was an absolute gem. And everything was great. It was probably one of my favorite team events I've ever been to.
Nice,
ran smoothly. I got no complaints. It was super spacious. Oh my god! I say the one thing to take away, it felt like there was so much more room than I'm used to at team events, and that was nice. I could step back and not bump into the guy behind me or.
Well, that was because they finally gave me a PDF with the floor plans and the exact dimensions, and I was able to develop a floor plan and give it to them. That's why.
Let me tell you, we had the height of luxury. For those of you who didn't go or this was your first team event, you don't have normally just a free table in the middle of the floor to just put your stuff on and set. Yep. Tim told me there's a free table right there we're not using. I'm like, what? So no, the room was awesome. The space itself, and shout out to Banquet Master. They were very nice. They were insidious. They had very similar to cocktail girls walking around, except instead of alcohol. I mean, some of it was an ice bucket of alcohol, but she had the first time she came around was chicken tenders and fries fresh out of the cooking. So I just wafted smells. Anyone hungry? And I'm like, yes, but no. No, please. What up, Kurt?
What's up? What up, Dan? What up, Kurt? Yeah,
It's true.
man. What's up, Tim? I don't owe you no money, Daddy.
Anime was indeed the second best Sisters player. So good on him. He showed up, stuck it through the first day, ended up getting thrown in second day.
Shout out to Anime. He represented as well, man, over the weekend with his Sisters of Battle. So that was really nice.
Man's a madman. I'm going to sell him out a little bit here. He waited. I told him months ago that this event was coming up. He should get his army ready. This madman waited until last Sunday to start painting 40 infantry and like 6 tanks. I'm like, what, dude? I'm like, he had my fiance helping him the night before in the living room.
Just trying to scramble to get everything done.
But hey, full credit, he did it. It was done.
What a man. What a man. Easy breezy. Exactly, Kurt. Yeah, easy breezy.
Kurt is also known for waiting until the last minute to get a new army and just slap a bunch of paint on it the day before. I remember you, Kurt, from 2 years ago. You're not getting out of this either.
He says airbrush.
This.
I'm proud of that man.
This is what it was.
65 infantry and 6 tanks. I read Infinity, but
Oh yeah, no, he wrote Infinity. That you read it right.
I said something different, but I read Infinity. No airbrush, all hand. Yeah, you're a masterpiece.
Hey, like I said, credit where it's due. He did it. It got done. So
No, hey, listen, you went the harder route. Kudos. All praise to you, man. That is wild.
On a similar note, a mutual friend of ours, his birthday is in mid-November, and then so I gave him his birthday Christmas gift at the same time. Just dropped like 4,300 points of World Eaters on him. Just here you go. Here's a bunch of gray. Have fun.
Well, happy birthday to this mysterious individual with a middle of the November birthday.
But what about you? How'd you enjoy it from the TO perspective?
Other than BCP and Tim saving me, it was a great time. It really was.
Shout out to Tim. He is amazing as always.
Amazing as always. I dealt with an issue similar to that at Crucible, and I said, "Listen, Tim, it's your turn."
You're still recovering.
I'm still recovering. He's still recovering. My body's killing me, man. My voice is a little crackly. I still don't have a voice and stuff, but I had a fantastic time, man. It was wonderful seeing people like Kurt, Anime, yourself, everybody throughout the weekend. It was wonderful, man. It was a great time. A lot of people had like their own little parties going on within the event itself, which was fucking wild. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. People were like, hey, we're kind of partying over here, and other people are going outside to the bar, which is really close. So
congrats, Kurt. Kudos to you and your team. You guys were, we didn't get to play you, but constant check-ins, talking to you guys over there. It was wonderful.
Nice. Brother. Yeah, beautiful. He's painted it up real nicely too, man.
Oh, dude, if you guys haven't seen Kurt's Votan, I tell them all they look just like the Terran Marines from StarCraft. I don't think he did it on purpose. I just think he likes the blue and gold, but it looks just like it.
Yeah,
and it looks so good.
Yep. And converting into like a full blown Votan specialist is really nice too, man.
Oh yeah,
gonna tear it up with those Votan. I know he's gonna tear it up soon. So I know we've been talking. Me and him, we've been talking about some playing sessions and things like that, and that's gonna be nice, man. I have a lot of free time now, so hopefully I'll see you guys. I won't see you guys tomorrow because I'll be busy watching basketball. But hey, at least I'm honest.
Hey, you gotta have your priorities, right?
Yeah, I gotta have my priorities as.
Something else I'll say about the event that I really liked was the camaraderie. because there was almost every round you saw people running from table to table. Oh, hey, I think you left this there. This is your die. This is your mini. Oh, hey, did one of you? It was super cool to see. Like, there weren't. It was. And this is, not saying I was surprised, but it's just nice to see the stereotype broken of, competitive 40K being full of like jerks and be like, no, hey, you forgot. Like, I remember one time there was an elf model and they brought it over to Elfie. And he's like, oh, no, that's actually Adam. That's Drakari. And like they ran it back over to him instead because like, oh, yeah, here. And it was just super cool to see, like, making sure no one left anything behind. No one lost anything unduly. So it was super cool.
We learn each other and things like that, right? We know each other so well coming to all of these events, all these opportunities, man. So it's nice. Like you said, camaraderie, community is beautiful.
And there were people from all over it wasn't just Florida. There was one of the guys I played was from the East Coast. West Coast, from the West Coast. We're on the East Coast. And then the other cool thing was the people who weren't a part of it, who were there for the con, because this was a part of a bigger convention, coming in and asking questions, especially during lunch on Saturday.
But was it though?
It was. I mean, for me, it was. I don't know about other people. But there were people who came in. They asked like, "Oh, hey, like, how do you do?"
Was it part of a bigger convention?
It said Tampa Onslaught Open at NerdCon. I'm not the guy who. That's not my branding. Not NerdCon at the Tampa Onslaught Open. Maybe talk to your banner guy.
Thank you, brother. I love you too, man. Absolutely, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very humble, man. Very humble.
Kurt only says that because he hasn't been to Crucible.
What? He hasn't been?
He didn't go this year.
No, I think you're right. I don't think. Yeah, the 3 days.
It's okay. I'll drag him out next year. Look, if you can go to Thailand 3 times a year, you can go to Orlando once. Okay, Kurt? It's okay.
It's not the same though. It's not the same.
Oh yeah. So Kurt, buddy, look, 2026, our year. You promise you won't regret it.
Yeah, dude.
But, no, the event was great. Like I said, space was awesome. Everyone's attitude was like everyone was always happy. Like, even people who got matchups like they were, not excited for, or maybe didn't even want. Were still like all my opponents were great. All the teams we played were, wonderful gentlemen. Lots of joking. Like there was a moment where a guy forgot that one of his models had a 5-up fatal pain and was about to die over 2 instances of taking damage. Like, hey, do you mind if I roll all of them? And I'm like, yeah, you have nothing. It's not going to change anything. And he rolled and he took exactly the damage he needed to kill him. So I'm like, all right, he's probably going to live on 1 or 2. This is going to screw me out of some points, but it's his roll he had, whatever. Failed all of them. And we just both laughed and high-fived because it was the funniest thing. Because, like, it didn't change. And it was just good. It was good, good times like that. Played a Creations of Bio player, tabled me on turn 3, one of the best games I ever had, lost 18-2, but man, we had a good, from turn 1, we just ran into each other, and that was the game for 3 rounds.
So many sponsors too, man. Shout out to Almost Functional for putting on that flea market / costume contest that NerdCon presented some beautiful trophies. Some okay trophies, but anyways, it was really nice, man. Hey, and what was beautiful about it, that's what I went for first, right, is that my wife and my daughter ended up winning the prize, so that was pretty awesome. They won the trophy, but that was nice. That was a great opportunity for to start something new this year. Hopefully we can continue to attach different sponsors, different people in the community, right? That's always been my thing. Regal knows that. He knows that I'm always on top of the community, always trying to get people involved. Please leverage my platform to help you out. Working in tandem is so much better than working segregated, right? Like we can all be all best buds and all hang out together and do great things, right? Speaking of,
yeah, but also if people are paying attention, they saw your sponsor on other teams' jerseys, not just people sponsoring you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, there are a few teams. Shout out to Final Boss. Shout out to Roadrunner. Who am I missing here? Onslaught Gaming, of course.
So just say it goes both. It just say, like you said, we can all do it together. It's a 2-way street. It isn't just.
Yep.
But yes, there is a new banner behind you.
So yeah, officially, I'm very proud to announce that Creality and I and Big Bear 3D are all partnered up basically with entirely with Creality now. So I am officially sponsored by Creality. So it's very nice. It's going to be a lot of prizes coming in the year 2026, things like that. A lot of things I'll be able to showcase, give out tons of prizes as well. Also, as you know, a lot of our terrain, if not all of our terrain, that is the Onslaught Gaming 40K terrain at all of my events is printed with Creality as well. So shout out to Creality, Big Bear, and all of these wonderful companies. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hopefully we get more, right? Start getting like, I don't know, like vitamin water, smart water, Coca-Cola.
Shadow Legends, whatever.
That's the goal, man. And it's always wonderful being a part of other people's community and seeing, how they value the Onslaught brand, and love you guys. So thank you. Yeah. The event itself. Huh?
I said, and support the community.
And it supports the community of
specifically on talking about Big Bear. He brought some beautiful props to this event. A heavy flamer, a bolter, and even some some Xenos weapons, which is really nice to see.
On that Canada Dry grind, yeah. Hell yeah.
just make it like NASCAR. Your table's like one table's Nesquik, one table's Coca-Cola. You're on the
Coke. I would love that. I would love that, dude. I would love that. That would be awesome, man. Just great opportunity. Just it is the epitome of everything that I've developed over the years is the community. So just to have everything kind of come together now is really nice, bro.
Yep. No, and it's to kind of jump ahead a little bit, but I'll say, for the year 2025 was a great year for events.
And I'm done, baby. No more from me. I'm done.
You're done for like 6 weeks. Don't give the people, don't give the community a heart attack.
7 weeks.
you had people swiping the BCP like, wait a minute, hold on.
Hold on, what's going on? No Onslaught words? What's going on here, man? No, I usually take a break during the holidays, man. Like I burn out too. I'm human too. So I'm not a Neo. The new Neo bot. You see the new Neo bot?
You're not totally done. You got one more obligation, just not as a TO.
Correct.
I only know that because you dragged me into it too.
I am the facilitator, the helper, the wonderful voice and orchestrator.
Really had to like twist my arm into it, like really like pressured me,
I mean, if I'm not gonna go with my best dude, then why go at all?
Some of the people at the event don't know that this show exists or that we necessarily know each other. So you coming up mid game sometimes and like acting how you do, they're like, "Are you and him?" And I'm like, "Yes." The short answer is just yes. Whatever the end of that sentence was, yes. And you're like, "All right, cool." just let it ride.
Yeah, just let it ride. Exactly. Yes, we know each other very well. I know this beautiful man, you beautiful bald man, you.
Yeah, no, the event was great. The people were great. Even the vendors. There was a super cool vendor out just outside the hall selling like 3D printed like Pokemon stuff, which was super sick. So even like outside the event, the food was really good this year. I don't remember last year. I was kind of like, oh, it's here, I'll eat it. This year, it was like, oh, I don't know what they changed, but it was really good. So everything.
People complained and they were like, yeah, it's terrible. But yeah, Alpha Quadrant Miniatures, shout out to them, man. Appreciate that guy. He actually sponsored the event as well. He gave out a prize to Best General and to both Best Paint positions. So,
yep, and that's something I love personally at your events that you always make sure to do is you make sure, it's not just who plays the best. There's Best Painted, Best Sport. So there's more incentive than just come and win, which is super cool. It's super... It includes, more facets of the hobby than just whoever rolls dice best. That's a reductionist view. Don't come at me.
And you like that sick ass Best in Xenos trophy, I bet.
I did. I saw it and I'm like, for like half a second, I considered messaging my buddy who has like 12,000 points of Eldar, and I'm like, hey man, I need a favor, and but I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's selling out. We don't do that over here. We stay committed. If I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win on my terms. If I'm gonna lose on my opponent's terms.
Of course you would. Oh my gosh.
But no, I was super excited. I'm super glad. Everyone had fun. Saw a lot of friends there. That Tyranids being the most represented faction is already a win in my book. Like I talked to almost all the Tyranid players, and all of us pretty much had the same mentality. We're like, hey, you having a good time? We're like, man, I'm playing Tyranids. I never have a good time. But it was super cool, super fun, and yeah, let's get into it. Someone had to win, right?
Somebody had to win, brother. I'm actually still looking for that trophy right now. I want to show it to everyone real quickly because Tucker Ricky actually ended up winning this one. So
there's nothing I love more than vamping, so I can keep talking. Another cool thing about this weekend is it was like a triple header because the aforementioned costume contest and swap meet flea market thing was on Halloween night, which was super cool. Something for the community to do on a holiday. And then, oh, hey, Maxwell, what's up?
There you go.
Nope. Those are meta results.
Ooh. Meta results got taken. Wrong ones. My bad. My bad, guys.
We will get to that momentarily. He says at 21 minutes in. Let's see when we get there.
Technical issues. I'll find it a little bit later. I don't think I can do it. Say it again.
Maxwell's comment. Well, that's a bittersweet thing. But hey, man, take the game where you can get them for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
But no, all the trophies did look great. All of the, the best in factions, the best generals. It was all gorgeous as always. So man's locked in. Not only was it Halloween weekend, but it was also fall back weekend. So you had Halloween on Friday, and then late Saturday, super early Sunday, you had an extra hour of sleep.
I don't know about you though. I love it. It's great right now. 5 p.m. It's getting dark. You wake up, it's still dark. I'm like, okay, love it.
Look, it's fine right now. When work gets busy, man, it's just like, all I'm doing is working, and I'm going in at 5 and leaving at like 9.
It's hilarious though. It always happens. There's always got to be one. There was actually 3 people who showed up, or 2 people that showed up early on Sunday, thinking that the time never changed.
I told you. I told him on like Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. I'm like, guarantee you, someone's gonna do it.
Yep, 2 people did it. I was like, it's way too early. Like, I'm here early. If you're here early, then you got a problem. If you're here when I'm here, it's way too early.
People got to get games with you when they can, man. If it's a couple hours before the event starts, that's what it has to be.
Call me at 4 a.m. in the morning just to get a couple games in.
Crucible next year. I'm knocking on your door at 5 in the morning. Get downstairs. We're getting a game in. 4 round 1. Let's go.
Let's do it, baby. Or late night. That's what I used to do back in the days at Crucible. I don't know what happened with that whole like social eventing back in the days. I guess after like COVID is when it really stopped. But I mean, dude, we used to do all kinds of gaming, playing beer hammer throughout the night, playing board games. We used to have a blast.
Well, look, if I can get some more people to come and hang out, I'm totally down to do that. Like I told my girlfriend, she comes next year with an army. I'm like, look, they're there till midnight. We could be in there just playing fun games.
Yep.
You can get a solid 2 games in as long as it's not Saturday. On Friday night, you could easily get like a game or 2 in before
exactly
responsible bedtime.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So let's get to it. So what do you feel now that? So you want to show your stats, and then I talk about the Onslaught Tampa Open, who the winners were. How do you want to do it, brother?
Let's do the Onslaught Open first. Give people the concept they came for. Then we can show them hard numbers later.
You got to dump this. For some reason, it doesn't allow me to show anything until you dump it.
All right, I can bring it back later. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's weird. Apparently, I'm not paying enough money. All right, so this should be it right here. Beautiful. Hey. Yeah, so this was the Onslaught Tampa Open. We ended up having 16 teams, 80 individuals. It was a 5-player teams event. We had many teams, Merc teams, Plasma Misfires, Dogs of War Mercs, Oops All Ones, Hard 6 Gaming, creating horribly unethical dice situations.
Man, I wanted to play them so bad just to see the story behind that name.
Chuds, a bunch of Chuds. CHUDS, Chuds. Team Onslaught, Hobgoblins, Dice Death and Robots, Team Degen by Lemoncraft.
They were awesome to play against. We did play them.
In it, final boss, Team Degen without the Lemoncraft and Florida Lions taking first place. So, who did you end up going against? Did you go against anybody in the top 5? Did you make
we went against final boss in the last round, actually.
Ooh. Nice. So we
did not play Florida Alliance or Team Degen. We did play Team Degen by Lemoncraft, though. And then we also played... Sorry?
You only lost by 20 points.
Yeah, that's fine.
20 team points.
I got 18 too, so there's
Woo! Rough. Yeah. What did you go against?
Creations of Bile. Turns out a 3-up fight on death is just one heck of a drug. With on-demand, sustained, or lethals, depending on the situation. Now, I will say, this is not why I lost. I probably still would have lost, but it wouldn't been by as bad. But turn 1, I failed a 4-inch charge by rolling double ones. And there was another game. No. There was another game on Saturday I played where I failed 2 charges. Had to CP reroll on both. This one I couldn't CP reroll because he had Cypher, so Lord of Decidora. But there was another game on day 1 where I had a 6-inch and a 4-inch charge, and I failed both of them by rolling double ones. And I'm like, what is happening? Wow. Like, why? Wow. Now, the opposite side of that is I had multiple games where I was only rolling half of my Gene Stealer attacks at a time, and they were getting like the average amount of dev wounds for the whole unit just on the first 20. And I'm like, you know what? I'll spend the CP to reroll the charge to get the damage. If that's what the dice gods are deciding, I'll take 13 devs from the Gene Stealers alone and just CP reroll a charge.
Yep, and just deal with it. Yep.
But no, it was fun. It was, it's a melee matchup, and I'm like, he has fight on death. He went through his whole army and through his strats. I'm like, oh, you don't have fight on death? He's like, oh, I do, and it's a 3-up on all my possessed units. And I'm like, I see, there it is. That's why I didn't want this. Because of
any Terminators?
No, it was just 30 possessed, 10 chosen, 2 squads of basic guys, 1 Chaos Predator, and unit of cultists, and then like a rhino, 2 rhinos. So yeah, it was just a bunch of 40 of the possessed. Oh, and Cypher and what's his name? Bile,
yeah.
And a Lord with a name. A Lord and a torsion. Sorry?
Fabulous Bile.
Yeah, oh, he is fabulous. He just told me the buffs that Bile just gives the unit for existing, and I'm like, holy crap. It's like Mozrog, except not with, or Zogrod, except not with Grot, with actual threatening unit.
Yep.
So good.
Yep.
Like I said, it was a great game. Like he was unprepared for the game because it started. I went first, and I just ran into him. And like his first turn, he's like, I don't know what to do. No one ever comes to me. He's like, what are you doing in my deployment cell?
So what do you feel was like the toughest matchup? How do you feel about the meta being at this event? I know your team went up against different factions and things like that. Did you feel like anything was different? Anything that changed? Did you feel like was less vehicles and monsters you were dealing with. What do you feel where the meta is kind of sitting at right now, going to one of these larger events and new meta, Drukari being out as well?
So, one, I do like that all the Drukari players took the Witch Cult one. That is the one of when the book preview was released that I keyed as probably going to be the best one. Simply off the back of double fights first, and oops, you're within 9 inches in your movement phase. I'm going to charge you with fights first. On top of all their other rules, like that is just an insane ability. As well, they have other good things going for them, but like that is the play around mechanic. But in my humbly correct opinion, the meta changed, I think, around fire dragons. There were less like big, 400 point stat check, armies like knights, and there were a couple demon players, and mad respect to them. But it was more of like the Votan and Space Wolf methodology, or even like Creations of Bile, where it's more of this like T6 and 3 to 4 wound invuln meta than here's my 30 wound knight with, cover and a feel no pain and whatever.
Yeah.
So, or things like Sisters with, -1 to wound and -1 to hit through smoke and other strats, and Armor of Contempt or fall back and shoot. It's just a ton of like MSU activations, which also Eldari and Drukari fall into, where like they're not durable in the traditional sense, but they're hard to interact with, and like even if you kill some, they still have like 1,700 army left. That's slightly less true for Eldar depending on the list, but there was a guy who had like 3 Warp Spiders, 3 Swooping Hawks, 3 a 10-man unit and 2 5-man of Fire Dragons, 3 Dark Reapers. It was insane.
Yeah.
Thunderwolf Cav can be very nasty, especially in Stormlands where they get the fallback and charge, but honestly, Space Wolves have this weakness that a lot of melee armies have, where if you hit them first, they become a whole lot less scary.
Or you move block them.
Yep, I did that to a Grey Knight player I played. He was playing Warpbane, I 20-0'd him. Fantastic opponent, played a great game. I just went first and pretty much just swarmed the entire board, and he did not leave his deployment zone. And then I did it again turn 2, and he was killing me. And on turn 5, he got 15 primary. That was his only primary all game because we were playing hidden supplies, so your home didn't count. So he only scored primary on bottom of 5 because I just kept keeping him back. And like I said, he was killing me, but he wasn't scoring anything. So,
I mean, you're not going to win the game if you're not scoring much, right?
As far as meta goes, I think I think a lot of armies certainly have play. With the obvious exception of Imperial Agents, because they're not a real army. I don't care.
Did you see Admech more?
See what?
Admech more often?
No, I didn't. There were 2 Admech players, which is technically more often than you normally see them at team events.
There were 2. There were more Sisters of Battle.
There were exactly 2, and obligatory. See, I told you, anime, you bandwagoner. He got off Chaos Knights, went back to Sisters, and look at I called it every time.
Yep.
You guys want to play good armies? Just pay attention to what anime's playing, because he picks up an army a week later, they're at the top of the win rates. He picked up Chaos Knights as a curiosity. A week later, the Chaos Knight Codex came out, and the points all went down by like 100 points.
Jumping on that bandwagon, man. Shame.
I call him the cabbie, the wagon driver, because he's on it before he starts it. But no, I think the game's actually in a super good position. What
do you think is the strongest? And before you answer that question, we're gonna pay the bills real quick and jump into this commercial. So stay tuned. Thomas is gonna let you know what's his favorite.
Oh, favorite. Okay.
Strongest, favorite, strongest, all of it, all the above. Now with a word from our sponsor, Baron of Dice. Baron of Dice is your one-stop shop for premium wargaming dice. Our dice are made with premium resin materials and colored dyes. Each die is hand-mixed to the desired result and then carefully swirled with 2, 3, or 4 colors in a silicone mold before being laser engraved with a wicked symbol and finished in a matte or gloss polish. There are no imperfections in our dice, no balancing issues, no micro bubbles or mold lines. This is the difference between. You can, quite literally, feel and hear a difference with our dice. Whatever game you play, whatever style your team or faction rocks, we're sure to have something to elevate your game. With over 500 styles and over 4,000 customer reviews, welcome to the best dice on the planet. Now back to our show. And most importantly about that last paid commercial, we are going to, like Thomas reminded us last week, we are going to actually be doing a painting contest, and Onslaught, sponsored by Thomas Regal himself, is doing a Elfster, which is a Secret Santa. Check that out on Onslaught Gaming 40K on Discord and on Facebook as well. Also, stay tuned for the painting contest. We're going to give away Baron of Dice. We're going to give away 2 sets this time. We're going to do it a little bit differently, and it's going to be sponsored by a wonderful, wonderful company named Twin Dragons. They're going to give us the ability to grab these dice for you so you can have your own custom set for your own faction. So that's going to be awesome, man.
On to your question about the best army in the game right now. Personally, I think I agree with the popular opinion that it is just AdMech. I think AdMech have just enough things have come together between points drops to compensate for lackluster rules and data sheets, with updated rules and points only going up like 5 points on a unit and a couple on call. They're so good. There's so much of them, and now they actually do damage, and they kept all the board control they had before. That there's really not a weak point to exploit in them. And then after them, I think it's a tie. I think Eldar and Sisters are equally as good. Which the thing all 3 of these armies have in common is that they're all 3 stuff armies. Like Eldar can be played rather elite, as can Sisters if you build big bricks, but you just don't. You just take 5 mans, and even if you have 10 mans, Sisters have a way to split them up. Eldar take 5-man Warp Spiders, 5-man Dark Reapers, 5-man Hawks, 1 10-man Fire Dragon unit with what's his name, and Wave Serpent. So I think those 3 are comfortably at the top. I think Space Marines is right under them.
You talking about the Wave Serpent or Falcon?
Wave Serpent with Fugit and 10 Fire Dragons for the shoot and hop.
Oh, yeah, for that.
Potentially a Falcon if they're playing Warhost, and they can do it twice. Because then they can pop out Asserman and do it, or they can, another unit of just 5 Fire Dragons, or Dark Reapers for that matter. It doesn't really matter. So I think those 3 are at the top, with Space Marines in 4th.
I've seen people drop to like 10 Fire Dragons now.
Yeah. And that's part of why I think Chaos Demons are kind of a dark horse right now, because all of the anti-tough stuff has kind of gone by the wayside. So now you can get away with running, 5 or 6 T10, T11 things, a great old one with a 4-up, unless you run into that 10 Fire Dragon brick. It's pretty undefeatable. Or Sisters with 20 Meltas in a single phase. But
well, I mean, there's not a lot of Knights in the meta anymore either. You know what I'm saying? So that's been a little while, but
I think Chaos Knights are still going to come around for the people who I think, but the Infernal Lance with the triple despoiler, and I still think the Hound Pack has play. Because still being able to put down 13 100%. Good Armature chassis or 14 mediocre ones is still just something you have to get through.
Yeah, but did you actually watch? Did you actually watch and sit down there and break it all down? How was it?
I was playing my own games. You're talking to anime.
That's right. Yes. It's background context. Me and only him and I know. So
yeah. So I think those are the top 4, and then Demons is like a shadow 5th pick, just because
for teams you're saying. for teams or for just overall?
No, for in general. Because a fun fact, if you go back and look, things that are generally good in singles metas are usually the first 3 or 4 picks for a teams, whether it's 8 or 5 man.
Usually,
Like,
but I think that's also because of skewed representation too sometimes. But yes, I agree.
Yeah, like I think Votan are better in teams than in singles because Votan, for as good as they are, have some things that can be taken advantage of. Or in a singles matchup, if you give them a terrain pick and kind of isolate a matchup for them, they can do way better than, oops, we're on layout 7 against World Eaters. Guess I'm gonna have to thug it out.
Exactly. Yep.
So
it's also be rough. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
But yeah, I think the meta's on a good spot. You know, a lot of armies feel good to play against and play into. Like even the Grey Knights guy, he had play. He deployed super far back, which honestly, he had a Land Raider in his list, which I'm just like, dude, just put the Land Raider in front of most of your army and like, I don't know, your 10 Purifier with a Crow unit behind him to Overwatch. Like like, because he deployed, she's like, oh, I can just teleport. And I'm like, in theory, but no, not really. I didn't tell him that. After the game, I'm like, yeah, I saw you deploy back. And I'm like, no, don't come on the board.
So are orcs the biggest disappointment that they wasn't even represented? Dude, 80 people and nobody decided on orcs.
So I think it's a 2-part problem. I think the first part of the problem with orcs is they are a very high skill army as opposed to what a lot of people think. Because orcs kind of have that Drukhari and Eldar problem where you misposition them, you suddenly just lose 500 points.
Yeah.
I think there were 3 World Eaters. Is that correct, Lewis? Recon by Fire asked how many World Eater players. I think it was 2 or 3.
There weren't many. Hold up, I got you right now, brother.
The other thing about orcs, I think, is really holding people back.
3
is just the sheer model count of that army. Like you either have to have an orc collection ready to go to play, you know, a meta orc list.
Yep.
Because while they are, you know, like I said, a very hard army to play, they're also very technical where all your pieces need to have a job. You can't just like, oh, here's a orc buggy and 10 boys and 1 truck, and you need to like everything has to have, you know, a counterpart almost. It's almost like Tau in that way, like melee Tau, if that makes sense. But you know, I think orcs are in a great spot, and once people's collections catch up, that they'll be fine. Like I was surprised that no one brought them, but you know, people did bring a crap ton of melee. There was, even though the Grey Knight player had majority melee skewed over shooting.
Yeah.
So
crap ton.
There is melee is very hot right now, but speaking of melee being hot, another great army that there was lots of is Tau. Tau are doing so good, both in representation and in win rate. They are, you know what? Actually, let me go ahead and show you guys. This is from a nice gentleman on Reddit. I found that is kind of sharing metadata. I had it ready, but then it was, you know, getting in the way of other stuff. Hey, here it is. So this is the meta for the weekend.
Yep.
You know, the 29th of the 2nd. And as you can see, you know, top 5 armies, Admech, Sisters, Eldari, Tau, and Demons. And then GSC right under there, which is just, they are one of the smallest player pools, but it's just super funny to me that they got kicked as hard as they did, and they're still just clinging to reasonable win rates.
Can we make that a little bit bigger?
I
think you could expand that picture.
I have no idea how to do that.
No worries, brother. No worries.
But yeah, as you can see, most of the armies fall into that like 48 to 53% win rate. Only Eldar only Sisters and Adamec are above it. And for those of you wondering what the difference between win rate and real win rate is, real win percent, I apologize, it just takes out the mirror matches. So it takes out the losses against, you know, Sisters versus Sisters. So let me go ahead and switch this back because I can't read. Oh, nope. Okay. There we go. Couldn't read the chat. But yeah, if you see, like, you have to go all the way down to, I believe it is Grey Knights, who are at 47%. It's 47.9 before you get out of that Goldilocks.
And this is as of Monday, right?
Yes, this is from Friday to Sunday.
Nice.
So to answer Recon, so the mirror is in win percent. That's every game. That's mirror as well. And real win percent takes the mirror out. And the reason that that's done for data is because an army into itself is theoretically an equal match. Now, not really. If you have Gaunt Carpet into, Crusher Stampede, it's very different. But this is just to say against the other 26 factions, relatively how good it is, not against itself and the others.
Exactly.
And that's done for reasons like if you have a meta where a top 8 is, 6 Eldar armies, 1 Space Marine, and 1 Knight army. Well, Eldar their win rate's going to tank because 5 of them have to lose that top 8. So you take it out to really represent how, like, they still say there were 6 of them that were up there. Drukhari at the bottom.
You beating yourself is not an accurate representation of data, and that's why. Because it's you. It's you. So.
Yeah, it's like when Death Guard were at the top. Death Guard were always good into other Death Guard, but it didn't matter.
Yep.
Drukhari being at the bottom, I think, is similar to the Orc problem. Is that one, they're new and people haven't really figured it out, and two, they're already one of the hardest armies to play. Like, basically, if you're not Scary and like 1 or 2 other Europeans, you're just not you're just not a Drukhari savant. But with the new codex, I think that'll change. A good friend of ours, Adam, played him this weekend, and man is a beast. So there's the Drukhari community, and even Eldar community as a whole is very hopeful for this codex and what it's bringing. So I think that'll go up. Emperor's Children is kind of the same thing. Their win rate's low because they're a very sequence-heavy army, and if you mess up your sequence, you just lose out on a bunch of damage and potentially strand units to death, because other than the characters, I don't believe anyone has invulns. So you're kind of like, what's it called? Thousand Sons, where you're just a bunch of Space Marines with no invulns, just standing. If you're not doing something, you're dead. Agents, we skip over. They don't exist. Knights are the first real army I think actually belong down there because... man, they got overcompensatedly nerfed before they ever hit the field, and that is an issue. They need to figure it out. Personally, I think Gatewarden Lance still way to go. I have plenty of Knight players who tell me I'm wrong, and I respect their opinions. So, but I honestly think just tweaking the points just enough to fit maybe 1 more Armiger per list, Armiger GW, not Big Knight, could help them. But currently running 3 big, 3 small with the rules they have just isn't doing it for them.
Yep. No, I don't think so either.
Astra Militarum seems like, nobody wanted to brave the 236 bodies in a 3-hour team tournament round with pairings.
3.5.
Oh, yes, 3.5. Well, they had better been first defender every round because they need to hit that table as soon as possible. But yeah, Astra Militarum suffers...
which actually equates to 3 hours and 15 minutes if you do it, even without speeding. I watched every team, and on average, it was about 3 hours and 15 minutes everyone had to play a game.
Yeah.
Which is an excellent amount of time to play 40K when usually it's 3 hours, usually, for a standard 40K game.
Yep.
So it gave out everybody an opportunity to continue to play and finish out their games. I really didn't see a lot of issues. There were a couple, rather, not a handful, but there were a couple situations, but there weren't many timeouts, clock timeouts and things like that. So
yeah, the only game I had go over was the Grey Knight one, and we only went over into lunch by 3 minutes, so it wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Astra Militarum, I think they just kind of suffer in a combination of terrain and not really having good answers to melee threats with so many melee armies. Admech has super fast melee. Sororitas can, and more importantly, have super fast units that can get on their objectives and shoot and contest them.
Yep.
Eldar have warp spiders, and I mean, what's it called? Not witches, banshees that move like 17 base. It's insane. Chaos demons can show up 6 away and charge you. You know, GSC have a very similar mechanics: advance and charge, show up close and charge. So, just hard for Astro Military right now. I think CSM. I don't get why they're so low. Maybe because they're glass cannon marines.
They're same thing as Space Marines. No, they have a high representation as well, right? And the players that actually play them are more favorite fans of Chaos rather than competitive players that are playing Chaos.
Gotcha.
They're not even really specialists like me when it comes to World Eaters, because World Eaters is more of a subsidiary of Chaos, right?
Oh, wait till we get to World Eaters. There's a stat there I cannot wait to point out.
My babies, my faves.
But you get to Death Guard, their nerfs seem to have firmly kicked in, but even them, they're 47.9, so they're just under that Goldilocks zone.
But listen, that could also be a knee-jerk reaction and the psychological reaction to that as well. See, when armies get nerfed, they automatically think, well, this is shit. Let me put it to the side and try something else. Right?
The Sisters Complex. Oops, my rules got taken away. Better leave the faction.
Yep. So people start automatically thinking, oh, this is not efficient anymore. It's not going to work. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be competitive. And they abandon the army thinking that it's no longer good. Someone ends up building a new list 3 months later. And they're like, oh, we're back on the bandwagon, Mr. Anime.
See DSP at number 6 up there. We'll get to that as well. Grey Knights, the last contend. Oh, sorry. The last one's just outside the Goldilocks zone. Yeah, they're in a weird spot. Like they're just on the line. I think they're genuine. Like they're right where they should be, because there are some dedicated Grey Knight players who do struggle to go better than like 3 and 2. Like it is, and I think it's just part of their profiles. I think Grey Knights are in this weird spot of having like good enough profiles, but not like blow you away. So sometimes they're a bit inconsistent, which is why Warpbane is an attachment most people play. Although I will say, due to Recon's influence, I am a firm believer in Banishers. I think Banishers is superior.
I think in certain metas, I hate to be the critical Nancy, right, or negative Nancy rather.
Do it,
but I think a lot of these are very situational, man. I don't think it's as simple as saying, hey, this faction does well when there's a lot of detachments, different performing levels, like Demonkin, Berserker Warband for World Eaters, things like that. I think that Grey Knights, once again, are kind of one of those people's favorite armies. Some faction specialists are really good with it, but a lot of people don't actually play Grey Knights for competitive play.
Yeah.
It's funsies, right? They go up to the tournament. They like the army because of whatever reasons, and they have a great time. So.
Yep. Oh, and also they're a couple of they suffer from being relatively slow. They rely on teleporting, which can be screened and blocked. They have very little access to advance and charge, other than certain data sheets, which then like locks part of your list into. If you want that mechanic, you have to bring those things. But they're for sure.
They're higher skill cap. Yeah, they're challenging to use sometimes. They're soft. Yeah, like you said earlier, right? That faction is just. Certain factions are just glass hammers.
Yep. I personally think I told the Grey Knight opponent, I told him, I'm like, yeah, if I was a Grey Knight player, I'd run 3 5-man interceptor squads, because they move 12, so like they pretty much advance in charge. Like just rapid ingress them, start one on the board, just rapid ingress 2 of them, and just make sure you can hit your opponent, and then teleport what you can. And if not, you still have some level of board agency. But Grey Knights, they're very complex, and that's the thing with a lot of teleporting armies. People think, oh, you teleport, you get lots of stuff. Unless you have like either really small footprint units or really long range, hard hitting guns, teleporting isn't that good. Because like if you just come down and do nothing, all you're going to do is give them a free kill.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Moving up to the Space Wolves, though, the first one, they're at the bottom of the Goldilocks zone, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is almost exclusively because they're an army of T6 4-up invuln 3 and 4 wound dudes. They're the new brand of tough.
Yeah.
Like you said, they are the D1 army in the game right now because they just take, and especially in Stormlands where you can be -1 to hit, -1 to wound if they're shooting you. It's just, oh my god.
But pleasantly enough, they are not D1 armies against my world leaders.
Yeah, well, like I said, almost half an hour ago, if you charge them, they become significantly easier to deal with.
No. It's not even about that. It's not even about who's getting the first lick. It's that they do not have any good resilience against mortal wounds and specifically dev wounds, right? So, and when you have high attrition with dev wounds, it really chews through those units really fast.
Yep. Flat 2 damage, sustained hit dev wounds is a heck of a drug for sure.
It kills Terminators. It kills 15 Terminators really, really well.
Jeez. Good lord. That's so many wounds. That's 60 wounds, my guy. You need to calm down.
You can ask my victims in the hospital.
No,
they were the ones they told me, not the other way around.
I played a guy who saw he was playing Tyranny. It's like, oh, thank God, I'm so used to I played Lewis's World Eaters on Crucible of Battle 3 times, and he played into my 30 Gene Stealers on Search and Destroy and was much less thankful 2 turns later. He was like, oh, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
But Leagues of Votann, for Mr. Kurt over here, they are I firmly believe they're still being figured out because they kind of have the opposite problem you mentioned, where they don't need a specific meta or terrain layout. They don't have a specific build. They can go wide and do good with it, which is good. But also it means it takes more time to kind of delve through, if you will, pun intended, and find, the gems hidden in all your options. So I expect them to go up a little bit, probably 50, 51%, but they are another T6, potentially -1 to wound army if they want to be, so they can kind of do the thing Space Wolves do, except with more units. They're less wounds, but like in a particular unit, but they can field more of those things.
Yep.
Yes, and they can shoot, unlike most Space Wolf armies. They have very good shooting between Steeljacks and the Land Forts. Black Templars, boy, and Blood Angels. We're just going to do both these guys together. Boy, howdy. Do you like fast melee Marines that hit super hard? Because that's what you get. Black Templars don't fly, but are almost always +1 to wound when they want to be, because why not? And Blood Angels do fly and can also get +1 to wound through stratagems and or just weapon loadouts by having lance. So, Templars, they run Gladius or the Templar one. I think most of them run Gladius now, and Blood Angels run either Angelic Inheritors or what's the other one?
Retributors?
No, it's the character one where they reroll 1s and every unit's being led by a character, so the whole army hits on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Angelic?
Is that Inheritors? Okay. It's the other one. The other one's the index attachment where they get +1 attack, +1 AP, or strength on the charge or something. Either way, though, they're very similar. One flies and one is slightly more damage heavy, but they play very similarly. Although Blood Angels also do have more invulns than Black Templars, so there is that. But Black Templars have characters that just hit way harder.
They do. They have very strong characters, yeah. Probably some of the strongest characters.
And then you have Dark Angels, who I've seen are moving to a more mixed arms approach between Ravenwing and Inner Circle, which is kind of cool. They're running some bikes, some land speeders, still have some of the Terminators and just some other good stuff tech. And the Lion's been being taken. I heard, after his last buff, he was just kind of like, dark horse choice, like out in left field, but people have been taking him more and more, so I respect it. So as you can tell, we're not super big on Space Marine, so we're kind of floating through these ones, just giving you the bare bones, the cliff notes. But these next two factions, we're gonna spend a while here because favoritism, and it's our show. We can do what we want. Going into the Tyranids, they are also the 48%, close to 49, and man, we are suffering from First Codex syndrome. We are making it work, and Invasion Fleet is our most popular detachment, followed by Subterranean Assault, both of which just have massive damage enhancers with either rerolling ones all the time in Subterranean and being able to pretty much reposition at will to get lines of sight or 6-inch charges. And Invasion Fleet is just good with a 5-up Final Pain strat, a regen gaunt strat, and picking lethal or sustained hits and then getting crit 5s in melee. You can really throttle your defense and your damage. So it's just super good all around. And quick shout out to Monster Mash lists that are running triple Norns, because as you said, aforementioned, Big Knights are going away, and Fire Dragons have gone down to like 10 per army. So really, all you really have to worry about is Adeptus Sororitas and Tau, kind of, to like kill them. And you run 3 Norns, that's really hard to get through for most current list archetypes. So, but yeah, Tyranids are just floating around, and they're not quite as popular as CSM and Marines, but like we said, they were the most represented faction at the team event with 9 players out of 16 teams, so over half. Which is wild, and it's still having a rough time, like you said. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's really good in teams. I think they're the Orcs' replacement in teams now. Yeah, no, they are real good at blunting. I think the best Tyranid player went 1-3-1. Yep. I myself went 2-3. Yeah. So, but it's okay. We still have lots of fun tricks. We have lots of fun builds. You can still play Vanguard. You can play Snakes and Subterranean. You can play Bring Good Stuff, Invasion. So you can play like mini Necrons and Assimilation. So there's still, and even Gaunt Carpet and Invasion Fleet is a thing that's been making the round. So still lots of options. Like you said, Monster Mash that was represented there. They had a rough time against Horde Tyranids, so it was a mirror match, and it was rough on the Monster Match. Yep, I played into the exact same mirror match, and it was less rough. 30 Gene Stealers wipe out 100 Gaunts in like 3 turns. No matter how much regenning you do. Yep. Although I will say they shoot a lot harder than I gave them credit for. Oh my god. 2 units shot my Gene Stealers and killed like 5 of them. I'm like, these are what? What is going on here? But moving up to World Eaters, they're at a 49% win rate, and I just want to direct you to the number of players of World Eaters. This is a number I talked about much, but they have the second most played faction this weekend, only behind Space Marines themselves. And it is 323 World Eaters players to 357 Space Marines. So it is a 34-point difference of number of players. How's that? So yeah, World Eaters super on the up and up over here. They are a super fun army to play. They're just fun, man. They have like every utility you can ever ask for, and if you play them properly, you get rewarded very well. That's it. He doesn't want to give away the secrets. I respect. I don't want to. No secret sauce, man. Just World Eaters are they're just a good choice right now. People are just jumping on the bandwagon because of what other people, celebrities, clout chasers and things like that say, but they're just in a really good position right now. I honestly don't know why the trend is going up so high for World Eaters, other than people mentioning that they're going to be great, and then people just jumping on the bandwagon. Well, I think part of that is also it's an easy RB to get into because they have like 12 data sheets, 13 data sheets, something like that. So it's easier than like Orcs, say, to jump on. Like if Orcs got good or GSC, got super good, you would not see that because it's not that easy to get into. Whereas World Eaters like, all right, let me go ahead and just grab 3 8-bound, 3 exalt, 3 Castells 8-bound, 3 slaughterbound, what, and like you could just relatively quickly assemble a 2,000 point army to play. Also,
yeah,
it helps
cheap financially. Yeah,
it also helps that like of those 13, 14 data sheets, over half of them are playable regardless of what you want to run. So that's that like it's really hard to pick a wrong option as well.
It is, especially if you play that one detachment. That's the one part of it that it sucks. I don't know if the high amount of individuals are actually gonna, kind of skew the numbers for GW, and they're gonna start nerfing a couple of these, or they're just gonna let it ride out. Angron right now, for me, maybe when the meta goes a little bit more horde, I'll start bringing Angron back out. I think we're at that point. I've told everybody, this is no secret to the community. Angron is amazing when there's hordes because they're not being targeted in the meta with 1,000 fucking las cannon, 25 fire dragons, and things like that, right? That he just becomes very challenging to keep on a tabletop. He's a great piece if you know how to use him properly, but you're going to get into this matchups, and he's just going to get deleted. So I think in a little bit, maybe right now might be a good time. Certain areas, maybe Florida is a good place right now to actually start running an Angron. But he's 50-50 for me right now.
I will also just point out of those 323 T-Whip, for those of you who don't know, that's where you go 4-0 basically. You don't lose your first game until you go 3-0. You don't lose until round 4. That is 26%, or I'm sorry, 26 of the 323 players, and then of those 26, 9 go undefeated. So, 297 of these people are doing less, are going 2-1 or worse.
Absolutely, yeah. Yep.
So it's not that world leaders are even overpowered or broken. Like that's like you were saying, GW looks at it like, oh, they're playing and it's broken. Well, these other numbers are here to like break down. There's a lot of players, but only, a very small subsect are actually putting up results. Most of them are just bringing them and playing.
Well, it's that factor, like you said, too, right? So it's them being easy to buy into because there's not a lot of data sheets, and the data sheets they are available are really good. It's financially very cheap, and then people think there's also this perception that it's easy to win with world leaders, right? It's easy to perform well with world leaders. People start seeing people play it. It's like watching figure skaters. You're like, I could do that, and you get onto the ice floor and you can't
get humbled real quick.
Yeah, you go home, you bust your ankles, your kneecaps, and everything, right? So,
and if you want to find out why, we have an episode on here called Levels of 40K that explain this.
100%. I mean, Thomas will tell you, at really good world leaders players are they just play a different game. It's a different game that they're playing against you.
They leave you with no good options. You always have options to play, but you're not going to like them. You're not going to like what the choice you have to make.
Yeah, it's not checkers, it's chess for them. It really is, man. They're really good world leaders players. It's real chess for them, and they put you in very awkward positions that you don't want to be in.
Something else I want to point out real quick: if you go down to like Drukhari and you look at their T-Whip, 6 of them went at least 3-0, and only 1 went undefeated. Or even Emperor's Children is a better example: 7 of them, but 5 of those 7 went undefeated. So, like, if you want to look at, which armies have faction specialists or like loyal players, like, I think we could all name that one Drukhari player who went undefeated. I don't think that's not a secret to any of us. Yep. But like Emperor's Children, like I was saying, if you know how to get all your activations and your sequencing right, they're like world leaders. You don't even feel like you had a chance. Yep. And 5 people figured that out this weekend, or at least had matchups where they were able to lock in and do it. Versus you go to world leaders, 323, 26, only 9, like not even half of the 26 were able to figure it out.
And I think it's the same issue for Space Marines, to be quite honest with you. I think they have the opposite problem, but the same situation where they have so much data sheet that it's challenge for people to narrow down which are the best data sheets unless they're net listing, right? Like for someone to do an original winning list that wins a super major of 500 plus people, like you created it yourself. You didn't net list it, right? For that type of meta. And if you do end up playing it, you're gonna end up net listing. But it's such a challenge to build Space Marines list because they have so many data sheets, so many options, so many vehicles, so many dreadnoughts, so many of everything, right? And then once they figure that out, that specialist that plays that particular faction, Gladius, or whatever it might be, they end up doing really well with it. Like I've seen people pick up, you know this, everyone knows this, like Space Marines is the buy-in to build at your first event army, right?
Yep.
It's the first thing you get in a demo 98% of the time is you see Space Marines and something else. And Space Marines end up being one of your first, if not your first army of some flavor and sort.
I will say, going through and looking at these, you look at Dark Angels, there were, it looks like 6 T-Whips, with 4 of them being undefeated, and Tyranids had 14 with 7 undefeated. So, you know, you can, like, the Dark Angels, those, 6 and 4 Dark Angels players, I guarantee are a lifetime. Like, they don't care how good, how bad, they are ride or die on their green boys.
Yep.
The other one I want to point out before we go back to doing an order is Tau. If you look at Tau, they have 23 T-Whip out of 104. So almost 25% of the players went at least 3-0, and 13 of those 23 went undefeated. And I know Tau were on the back foot in most of this edition, but like Tau have a loyal player base. You just
I think they're faction specialist based. That their factions, it's their people
on YouTube. You will find a lot of Tau specific channels.
You will, yep.
Or Reddit even. But back into it. That's World Eaters, and that's just kind of explaining these numbers. We have Death Watch next. They're always a low ranking faction. They're kind of the Imperial Agent faction of Space Marines. But they have a 49% win rate. They go to LVO, always put up good numbers, and then disappear for the rest of the year. That's just what Death Watch do. That's their lot in life.
Especially when you're playing, on layout 4.
For an entire day. You have Thousand Suns, who have drastically fallen off. This is partly faction abandonment, partly because GW gutted the crap out of them.
Yep.
But if you look, 7 T-Whip with 5 of them going undefeated, so people really love their psychic boys. Not Lewis over here, but other people do. He likes exploding them in Space Marine too.
I do. I like exploding all that particle dust, fairy dust.
I will say, despite GW's best efforts to force people into playing the Cabal, I have seen the Terminator build coming up, like you said. Original lists, people have pivoted away from both Magnus and just, other unit spam, and have gone into Terminator bricks.
He's a detriment to your army now. Now he hurts your army.
unless you're playing the Cabal with him, as soon as you leave that detachment, you don't want Magnus anymore. Which people are. People are leaving and they're playing the Terminator focus attachment, which is cool. Orcs, 49%, which is still, they used to be like 42%, so this is huge for them. This is super nice. It's like a 17, I know it's only like a 7% increase, but that's like a 17% increase in win rate comparatively. Right, so that is super nice that they're back to almost being in the middle. And I still don't think they've been figured out. I think they still have some growing to do. I think they'll settle again around the 51, maybe even 52, because they can really bring, kind of like the World Eaters can when you do the the Red Tide. You can just bring so many durable boys. Like you can bring the gas brick of 20 boys, him and either the jump mech or the mech that lets him move through models, and then 30 knobs with the leader, so they're -1 to wound, and then some Strom boys, some Grots, and whatever else you want. Just after that, do what you want. You're durable. You're going to kill most things you touch, and wall away.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Then we have the Custodies, who are doing a lot better than a lot of people think. I think part of that is just they have better stats than you. Custodies have the best stats out of almost every army listed.
Yep.
So there is a certain point where if you just roll average or better than your opponent, you do just win with Custodies. But as the stats will tell us, that only works half the time. Half the time you roll worse, and you need to either outplay your opponent or hope they make a mistake, or you lose. Because if you don't roll those invulns, your Custodies fall over real fast. I've seen an Exocrine wipe out a 4 out of 5 man Custodian Guard unit on 1 activation. So
live and die by the 4-up.
Yep,
That's
I've seen 3 Exocrine just bounce off a guard unit because they just would not fail a save. So whatever happens.
I think the meta is going to start transitioning, though, since that's what we're talking about today, though, right? I think the meta is transitioning more into elite heavy, like you've mentioned before.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it's going more horde ready. You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'll say it here publicly right now. I'm going to start playing orcs because they have no representation. I'll put a list together of like mega knobs, and let's see how well I start doing.
We going back to Bully Boys?
Bully Boys.
Because I don't think
I'll challenge myself. I'll do Bully Boys right now.
I've said it before. I don't think Bully Boys ever died, and especially with the recent buffs, I think Bully Boys is so back.
With 2 WAs, super strong, right? I think with the points deduction, I think in the new meta now they have a lot of speed that you could really. I think they could probably do pretty well, man. There's not a lot of.
You can fit a 6-man and Gaz in a battle wagon now.
Battle wagons have
that
so
problem
much
solved.
Problem solved, big time.
But no, Custodes. I think they're only going to get better because, as you said, it's elite infantry and like MSU horde, and Custodes are so good at killing that. Like they chop through like Custodes into Space Wolves. Custodes are real good at killing them. Speed Freaks look. There is a limit, and Speed Freaks need more than AP1 on either profile, shooting or melee.
That's their issue. Rockets only being AP2, man, that shit sucks.
Yeah, they need just bump every AP profile by 1, only 1, and not like a stacking 1 like it used to be. Dear God, no, just 1, and I think they'll be okay. We have Space Marines now.
And it's a parking lot too. Unless you're playing on particular layouts, it's a parking lot.
Layout 7. Oh my god. We have Space Marines here. This number is fake. Ignore, like the 357 is real, and the T-Whip with the 13 undefeated is like the real number you want to look at, because as we said, this is the most played faction. These are people, sometimes they're children who get in, hand-me-down armies, throw together to go with your friends for the weekend, whatever. But with the new detachment they have coming out, the Raven Guard one, the White Scars one, even the Forge Fathers one, these guys are real. And if you go up, or even still Stormlance or Gladius Ultramarines, you go into an opponent that's playing Space Marines, you could get, hey, this is my first event ever, it's my first game, go easy on me. Yep. You could get John Lennon on Raven Guard. You don't know, man. It's both ends of the spectrum, and you just got to guess. I will say, in support of it, Space Marines, the positive side of what you said about them having so many data sheets is you can play any play style you want. You can play hyper elite tanks, elite infantry. You can play, horde of bodies. Just take the cheapest things and spread them out. You can gun line, melee. Just you have every hero hammer if you want to. The new Calgar. Oh, sorry. The new Calgar break, guys.
It's gross.
Go look it up, and if you don't understand why it's gross, ask somebody who plays Space Marines. Because that Calgar break is going to kick a lot of teeth in over the next 3 or 4 months until 11th edition, because I don't know when it's coming out. It's been previewed. I don't think it's out yet, but boy howdy, is it nasty. Do you have anything else for the good old... and this is the, these are the Space Marines who get +1 to wound from oath as well. So it's not, your Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Space Wolves we already talked about. This is just everything that's, Codex compliant.
Yep.
Do you have anything you want to add about the good old Space Marines?
No, I think we've covered enough about the Space Queens.
You want to move on?
Yeah.
And Chaos Knights, Anime Squirrels, faction he's known for playing. We see that they are perfectly at 50%. Balance as all things should be, because sometimes it turns out either you face an army that can kill you or you can't. And that just is what it is. They have 105 players, which is a massive fall off. That number used to be way higher. with 7 going 3-0 minimum, and 3 of that 7 going undefeated. So they still have some bite. Like I said, sometimes like if you're playing a Gaunt Carpet or some other type of horde, and the triple to spoilers can line up on you.
Yep.
Bye. It's 6-1-2 with an option for sustained is just super good. And then of course, like I said, I believe there are some dogs of war, or whatever they're called, lists going around the Hound Pack, with just a bunch of armatures running around stabbing people in the face. We have the good old
big boys. It's like 2 big boys and a bunch of hounds. Yeah.
Yep. We have the good old Necrons, who are slowly making a comeback despite the Silent King nerf. Wraiths got buffed because GW decided they've been in timeout long enough. I, for one, agree. Free the bug boys.
They're in a great spot, and people fear them again, man. They're scary to people again.
They fit right into that Space Wolf metric in the custodies of elite infantry.
Yep.
Because
more
not
space,
only,
like you said, more Space Wolf, more tied into that. Yeah.
Yep. Because not only is it Wraith, it's also Scorpec destroyers are seeing play on the field too, who are also T6 3 wounds. Oh, sorry, the battle cannon. So it's AP 2 damage. So get wrecked on the spoilers. See, I told you he was the expert.
Yeah.
We have GSC at 51% because you can't keep a good bug down. Ignore Tyranids way down here. We're talking about GSC. I believe this is all off the back, or mostly off the back, I'm sorry, of Biocentric Brood Surge, which is Gene Stealers. Oh God, what are their names? I have a model right here, and I can't. I'm looking right at him, and I can't. Oh, the Abominant and the things he leads, and the Metamorphs. So, there's a lot of, advance and charge and just some good durability and just melee punch there, as well as their recursion. Like, they still have their infantry with hand flamers that can deep strike, come back when you kill them. So, turn 5, they still have, 6 infantry units, and you killed the same melee threat 3 times already. We're going to move on because I don't think he has anything to say about GSC. Quick note, I do think Final Day still has some play here, especially with the hyper-adapted Raveners being able to use the detachment rule to eat part of a GSC unit to hit on 2s. Super nice.
No, my bad. I had to deal
with
audio issues.
I was talking to GSC. We have Chaos Demons next, who have a 14-3-1
sure.
with I believe that's a 4 or a 5 undefeated, which is like a 30%. Which I think
great stack check, right? If you catch somebody off guard and you get the right picks, great stat check. Especially if you go against Space Marines that have Oath and +1 to wound.
I'm just going to say the only thing that can kill them, in my opinion, are the 4 that are right above them. Tau with railguns and dev wounds and lethal hits and dev wounds. Eldar still running the 10-man fire dragons will drop 2 demons a turn. Sororitas with the Meltas they bring and the Vol guns will drop 3 demons a turn. And Admech can just out-OC them, if not outright kill them with all their twin link las they have now. So Chaos Demons, they are just ironically not. And then, of course, there are some Space Marine variants, but sometimes they can't. Like, Blood Angels have a real hard time in the demons because they're just wounding on 5s pretty much.
Yeah, no, the Codex compliant ones with the extra Oath and +1 to wound, right? The Ultramarines, those will do really well into those.
But even then, they need the right data sheets. They need the right, because even then, if you just run in with like interceptors and like jump pack assault marines, like you're still not killing a great. You're getting wrecked back. You're not killing them.
Yeah,
you need like the Lancers and the Vindicators to just really chop through. Now, the new Calgar break will chop through them.
Especially if they're running around with like 3 Guos and shit. So
but I am happy to see that when Demonic Incursion has come back, there's still some Shadow Legion. I still think personally Incursion's the best. I like a good toolbox, and Incursion gives you that. It gives you every rule you could want.
People still use the Legion of Excess too.
Yeah, because the Slanesh stuff went down and we got the Chariots back. So now they run, and again, it's a lot of tough infantry. It's like 18 Fiends. Some Chariots. The Demon Prince still gets a 3-up invuln once per battle, so that's still super nice to just look at someone and go try it. Because Demonic Incursion has the strat to reroll 1s on your invuln saves, So you can make the foot demon prince 3-up invuln, reroll 1s, and just look at your opponent.
With the correct team, right, to pilot each one of these factions that I'm about to mention, these would be the ones. Now, this can be any configuration of these. But if I was to go to a 5-man right now, or if I was to say, hey, these are probably the strongest ones, I would say Admech, Eldari. I would say Space Marines to be your mid-ground, depending on the data sheets and the list they're building, right, for your third one. I got to be biased. I take World Eaters, right, because you want your 20-0, you want your close combat. I'm going to deal with this. Unless you're only playing on layouts like 4 and 5 and 1, like I wouldn't put them on there. And the last one, I would say guard. I would say those are the 3 strongest probably factions right now, and that's what I would throw for a 5-man. What's your thoughts, brother? What do you think, Regal?
I would do Sisters, Eldar, Demons, Space Marines, World Eaters. That would be my 5.
Right. So
I'd have the melee, the stat check, the mid ground, the blunter, and the 20-0.
Yeah. I could there's a world where there's an argument you could probably put Drukhari in there instead of something.
Instead of Eldar, they'd replace the Eldar because it's
maybe.
You could also replace Eldar or Sisters with Tau for the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I would go. Unfortunately, Tyranny just are as much as I want to throw them in, they're not. They don't compete. But
anything, brother. Shout out to Recon. As always, love you, brother. We got you, man.
Moving up the list, we have the Tau Empire with that fantastic T-whipped undefeated rep, and they are right. If you look at their real win percent, you take away Tau on Tau, they are right at the 53% win rate. So they are flirting with disaster. But boy, man, dude, talk about some options for builds. There are people running railgun spam, suit spam, Fist of Fury spam. You got Montcod, Retcod, Experimental Cadre, Caillou, like they are eating good over there in the Tau Empire.
I mean, they came up in 4th place overall at the Onslaught Tampa Open.
Well, they came up 4th place overall for the weekend. They are.
Yep.
No, they are real good. And the thing is, Tau is super good at killing hordes and elite infantry. So I think this is just kind of more of a divining rod of where the meta's going.
Yeah.
Because as much as they can kill demons, looking at 4 great unclean ones is not Scarbrand and a Bloodthirster just foaming at the mouth 6 inches away is not where they want to be.
Yep.
But with a bunch of screens, because great old ones don't fly, and just unloading into them for 3 turns with lethal hits and dev wounds on one of those turns, suddenly the 4-ups are going to stop being rolled, and those great unclean ones are falling over.
Yep.
So, also just awesome tech like Ghost Keels, Stealth Suits, Kroot Rampagers for like a pseudo melee threats, Vespid for scoring.
The Gorillas and the Vespids are amazing, yeah.
Yep. They just
when they give you +1 to hit as well. For the Kroot allow giving buffs to your army and stuff like that, which is real nice.
Yeah, they're doing so good. They have like 4 like competitively viable detachments, many data sheets, like Skyray gunships are still being run. So it's just super cool to Hammerheads. It's just super cool to see. I'm super excited for them.
It's nice to see them relevant again.
Yeah, they've been on the bottom, and it's good to see like that they're not broken; they're just playable. And I'll admit it, I played against Tau almost all of 8th edition, and it was miserable. They're fun to play against. Like I've played against Tau. I played them at the event actually. They're fun. Like you have interaction, they have interaction. It's a good time. So, moving up to talking about interaction, you talk about Eldar, because I'm gonna get salty. God.
So Eldar is obviously always doing amazing, right? But that's because they have every utility, every resource. They have the speed, they have the right units, they have fire dragons. they have a great representation right now. I can't actually see this. This is why
237.
I got you. So total players is 237. Total wins percentage is 26. Undefeated.
That's number of players. Oh yeah, it is percentage. You're right.
Yep. And win percentage is 53.38, and real percentage is 53.67, which I would assume specialists or people who actually have or events rather were the real win percentages.
No, it's that's taking the mirror match out. That's taking out against losses against other Eldari factions.
Is that taking out? Got it.
Yeah. So instead of 27 factions, which is the win percent, real win percent is 26. You take out yourself.
Yeah, of course. So Eldar, why your boy is gonna always get upset, right? Eldar is always doing amazing. They're able to hold objectives, all of their stratagems. Their Wind Rider host right now is kind of going to come up. The ability to run War Hosts, have all of these rerolls, abilities to knock out Overwatches. Fire and Fade. Fire Dragons. Did I mention Fire Dragons?
The problem with Eldar is their slowest unit. In the hands of a competent Eldar player who knows what their rules are and when to activate them, the slowest unit, other than like turrets or whatever, the slowest unit anyone's going to bring is 17 inches.
And even then, they're not slow because they can go through walls too because they're considered infantry. Yep.
That's without not even talking about their fate token mechanic that can give them an extra D6 that isn't in advance.
Shrine tokens. Yeah, Fuegan is the best, man. You take a 10 mana Fire Dragons with Fuegan, you pop a Shrine token on Fuegan and a Shrine token on the unit, and you say, hey, that's 12 damage on whatever I want to put it on.
Yep. You see Tau Empire right below them. It's because 3 Riptides and 3 Hammerheads do not last 2 turns against the Eldar. They decide, nope.
Yep.
But all that aside, they do have some weaknesses. They are made of paper. If you catch them out of position, or if you're as fast as them, or can force them to overcommit, which is the 2 armies above them, you can severely punish them with them having very little say in the matter.
Probably still the most challenging army to play in the game.
I would say it's Drukhari, because Drukhari are the same thing, but much less invulns. Yep. But it is a coin flip. They are very close.
You got to be a master to be great in those armies.
But if you are untouchable, and the game does not feel fair. It is very bad.
It does not.
Moving on to the sisters.
Yep.
Who have been blessed by the touch of anime. They have God and anime on their side now, so now they're second best in the game. They are above the 53% win rate, which means the Smackdown is coming. Bringers of Flame buff, only going to 3 inches instead of 6. Get wrecked. No, they are very good because 30 Celestians with a Feel No Pain, a regen from the character, and -1 to wound is hilarious.
Yep.
Also, Castigators and Vol, still not bad. And the Retributor buff of just, hey, you killed my 5 Dominions I put out there to get Secure and Area Denial. Oh no, here's a Miracle Dice and I'm +1 to hit and wound you now.
Yep.
And, well, plus reroll 1s to hit and wound. And, the Zephyrum on the charge getting lethal and sustained is still, being strength 4, strength 5, it's still nasty. And Champions of Faith giving buffs to movement, to hit. Hollowed Martyrs with their revival mechanics. Even Bringers of Flame still with Armor of Contempt and oops, you stepped on my lawn, now you must die. And they're cheap. Sisters are very, very cheap. It's 110 for a 10-man Dominion squad and 105 for an Immolator, but then the Immolator splits that squad up, so you get 3 units that still have 2 Meltas or Flamers and then another unit. It's nasty. And the thing about Sisters, and this is going to be a repeated theme for AdMech, that the Tau and Eldar don't have, which is why I believe they're above them, is it's really hard to reduce the efficiency of Sisters.
Yep.
Because they have so many, two of the 3 Dominion squads, or 6 if you have 3 Meltas, are going to have Meltas. The Immolators have Meltas or Flamers. The Retributors have Meltas and Flamers. Basic Sisters can take Meltas, so you just cannot stop them from doing their damage until pretty much they're tabled.
Yep. Yep.
And with Miracle Dice, they can just decide damage is happening now, deal with it.
So listen to this. So best general over the weekend at Onslaught Tampa Open was using Sisters of Battle. Obviously, it was Jack Harpster that was using, so amazing pilot. Shout out to him. But he was using Champions of Faith, and he had actually 3 Hospitalers.
Yep.
Junis.
Yep.
He had Junis. He had Morven Vol, Saint Celestine, 2 Emulators, a Rhino, 3 units of Sacrosands.
Those were the Hospitalers went.
2 units of Dominions.
Yep. For the Emulators, to split them up.
The Morven Vol unit, her
Paragon War Suits.
Yeah, her peoples, and 2 Retributor units and Sanctifiers.
I would
that
bet,
was his list.
if you guys don't know what Sanctifiers do, go look at their profile. They have every keyword you can imagine. They are insane.
Holy fire, plasma guns, close combat, ministry hand flamers. It's nuts. Holy fire.
Yep.
Miraculous. Yeah, they have everything. Yeah, fantastic job, man.
Oh, and hey, that's not even the end of the list. The 2 Retributors probably went in the Rhino for what it's worth. So
yeah, that was the that was it. Yeah.
So it's just so much stuff. All of it does damage. All of it is threatening. All of it's just a little bit harder to kill than you think because of the Invuln and Miracle Dice. And like Celestine, Celestine revives. She does the Gilliman thing. And she deep strikes as like just a single, model with 2 little angels, so it's a relatively small footprint to get back somewhere, do a charge. It's basically a charge on a 3-up if you want it, because just put 1 6 down and be like, all right, guess I'll roll it.
And got 100 points over the weekend. He didn't even drop a single point.
Yep.
20-0'd everyone.
If you see those 9 undefeated, one of those is Jack Harpster. one of them is that representation.
Yep. Amazing feat over the weekend, man. And then going on to the last one, brother. We're getting late into this. Love it.
Well, look, clearly everyone knows AdMech, super familiar with it. We've all seen it on the table. You can't look to, a table to your left without saying AdMech. We don't need to go over it. We all know what they do.
Yeah.
No, so the main thing for AdMech right now is Qatari Hunter cohort. With all the buffs they got, Call getting, essentially Oath in the command phase.
Yep.
They have, I forget the name of the unit. It's not Breachers, but it's the infantry, their battle line, that if they're within 3 inches of you, they reduce your OC by 1, and OC is the one stat that can go to 0 because of Battle Shock mechanic. So it's not cut in half; it's reduced by 1. So a lot of these, like Eldar, a lot of their aspect warriors are OC1. Tau Empire, a lot of their stuff's OC1 because it's not battle line. That isn't the big suits or vehicles. Sisters, it's only their battle lines OC2. So Dominions are OC1s. Like AdMech can get away with not killing you and still giving you a 0.
Yep.
And it only takes 1. Even if you Overwatch and you kill 9 of the 10, that one guy being within 3, just like an infiltrator in Marine, still counts for his aura.
You're going to have to put out a mortgage on your house, too, to own an AdMech army. But, yes, they're really good.
So, joking aside, AdMech is one of the rarest armies in the game because even more than GSC and Orcs, they are a horde army, almost no matter how you build them, and all their kits are just it's a beautiful army. This is not justifying how much they cost, but every model looks great, but you are paying for it. I kid you not, I think the last estimate I saw for just like an elite 2,000 point AdMech army, which was like mainly castle and robots and tanks,
I was ready to say that. Don't get hit by those robots.
Was like $1,600. Like it's insane.
Yep.
Know what that comment reminds me of? Back when I was a child. You go to the movie theaters, like you wouldn't print a car, and even as a kid, I was like, "What? Yes, I would. What do you mean? Like, I would absolutely print a car."
Yes. Hell yeah! They're printing houses. Hell yeah!
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not in Florida because hurricanes, but like Oklahoma can do it. Look, if a tornado is going to destroy your brick and mortar house or the 3D print house, you get the 3D print one in insurance anyway. What's the difference? But no, AdMech, they are super complex. They have rules that trigger by being near battle line. They have detachment rules. They have character rules. They have, and I know this sounds like, oh, my army does that too. Go read the AdMech Codex. Just go read the army rule, the Skitarii Hunter cohort rule, and then the various characters that lead units rules. So just leave them alone. Don't even go into stratagems and other data sheets. It is a million things happening, but you have a million bodies on the board. That's not even getting into the chickens that have now 2-shot twin-linked las cannons that can reroll hits from call. Good luck surviving that. What else? Oh my god, they have the birds. Bird jail is still very real. For those of you who don't know what bird jail is, imagine space wolves, but you can't move block them. Now they're not as hard to kill, but there's 30 instead of 18, and by the time you kill them, you already only moved 1 inch. And you're going to do that 3 turns in a row. So on your turn 4, you're only 3 inches in front of your deployment zone if you didn't have infiltrators. So they can point deny you without killing you. They can kill you, because that's not even to get into the melee things they have between their Electro Priest and the melee version of the birds. They board control like no one's business. They all their buffs come from battle lines. They're heavily incentivized. They have a vehicle, I believe it's the Dune Crawler, that's similar to the Falcon, where anything that gets out of it can reroll all wounds against something it shot. So like just they can reroll hits and wounds on a single unit, and with Call's buff and that vehicle buff. This isn't even getting into enhancements. They have characters that have 12-inch no-go zone. So, and because it's a Imperial armor, they can still take assassins. You can still have a Vector if you want it from the Calidus. You can take Draxus to put in that battle line unit that's rerolling all hits and wounds. Like, yeah, they have every single trick you would want. They have. The only thing they don't have is a stat check durable thing. But when you're bringing,
you have so many units.
Yeah, you're bringing like 20 to 22 units, most of them 10 mans. The chickens are like T6, 7 wounds. Skitarii Hunter cohort gives like all the Skitarii keyword stuff stealth. So it just gets real nasty real fast. And that's why they're just slightly above Sisters, because they do the same thing Sisters do, just faster and with more units. Which was already a Sister's strength, is the amount of stuff they could bring, but AdMech even outdo them at this point.
Yeah.
Now that being said, AdMech do have a couple weaknesses. One, their leadership is crap. Like, only 2 characters, I think, have leadership 6. Everything else leadership 7. And their melee durability is next to non-existent. Like, if you get 20 Berserkers into an AdMech line and like tag 3 or 4 things, they're just stuck. Like, they're just there. Yeah. Now, orchestrating that is going to be a chess game, but if you do it, either with like Lord Invo to go through models, or they mispositioned, or you killed an opening with Forge Fiends, or you just fought your way in with 6-inch pylon and consolidates, like, now they're on the back foot. And other than the Pataxi sterilizers, the flying birds, they don't have fly either, so they can be jailed as well. So none of these armies are undefeatable. Some of them just have more advantages to bring to the table than you can, and you have to compensate for them. So, kind of the opposite of Emperor's Children and Drukhari, where they have to compensate for the shortcomings. Yep. AdMech players, you have to compensate for their advantages.
Advantages, yes. Yep.
And
there's not much you can do about them, really, man, unless you played them before and you get in good positions.
AdMech kind of have that GSC advantage where no one knows what they do. And that is a big thing. Like, someone can tell you the rules. Playing an open game, not playing gotchas. But until you really see what that means, like an example, Gargoyles, shoot and scoot 6, I tell people that, like, oh, okay. Then I start doing it and denying primary and move blocking, and they can't it actually clicks what that means. AdMech have that, but on almost every single unit they're going to field. Like, the most straightforward one is just the double last cannon chickens that have twin link. Like, oh, they're going to shoot real hard.
Yep.
Like, and that's the simplest unit they have. It just gets more complex from there.
Which is why they're number one right now, right? They're having a lot of specialists playing competitively. They're doing very well, and nobody really understands what they do entirely. And there's so much. It's just so many things, right? You can't keep up. So,
fun fact: World Championship of Warhammer is happening soon, and 21 people are bringing. 21 people are bringing AdMech. That is the most AdMech has ever been brought to WCW.
That's wild.
A lot of people are like, I didn't know 21 people had AdMech armies.
That's the 1%ers of that's the 1%ers that own the army. The rich, only the rich.
Those are long con people who started buying back in like 1990. Are like, in 2025, I'll have this army ready.
Good to go.
Yeah, that's the meta.
Excellent breakdown, brother. Wonderful breakdown, man. I know everyone really enjoyed it, loved it. I was glad that I was a part of it and put some great information into it as well. You broke this down very nicely.
I just want to point out one more thing for everyone. Still seeing the disparity here from 42 to 55%. It might look like a lot, but even in 10th edition, we had times where armies were in like mid 60% and low 30s. Mm-hmm. And also from Emperor's Children up to Eldari, it is only a 10% difference of 43 to 53%. So there's only 3 armies outside of, a 10% chance to win or lose. Holistically, so like that is a super good meta. Yep. It's not the 5% GW is aiming for, but even that, if you go to look at it, it's Space Wolves up to Eldar. So it's still very close, and a lot of things can almost any army can win an RTT in my opinion, even Imperial Knights. I'll say Imperial Agents to be nice, but I don't. They're not a real faction.
They don't exist.
That's just being nice. And then as for a GT, anything I'd say, not even Space Wolves, I would say probably from CSN, Astra Militarum up, because Astra Militarum won, LVO Part 2. So and I think
because of the missions and layouts, but yeah.
I think Emperor's Children and Drukhari are just, out of contention because of people need to learn how to play them. So the only 2 factions I would say are not real or not, not to be too excited about would be Agents, which don't exist, and Knights who did get kicked in the teeth hard enough to legitimately need help. But outside of Imperial Knights, I think every other faction has a shot. Some of their shot is better than others, but yeah, play what you want. This is a great meta. And even Knights, if you're playing Knights on Hidden Supplies and Taken Hold, in I don't know, Scorched Earth maybe, or Linchpin, and just play, and it's gonna be layouts 1, 4, and I don't know, 6 or 2 or something. Yeah. Just play Beatward Lance and shoot the shit out of them with sustained and whatever.
And
send your Lancer in for the stabby. What are they gonna do? Die?
Yep.
But what are your thoughts on as a TO looking forward to next year? Looking forward to running GTs, playing in a GT even. You get a chance to speak as a player up to an upcoming event. How are you feeling about the pool you're going to be swimming in?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this all shapes out, and I'm excited to see exactly what's in stake for it. Right, especially with AdMech. I haven't played AdMech against AdMech for around maybe a year or 2, maybe better. So I'm just excited to see how everything pans out, changing meta, getting rid of all the stat checks, and maybe we start seeing some actual chess and checkers instead of some skewed lists and just bad rules writing and things that it should be good are not good, and things that shouldn't be good are good. So it's a great balance right now. It's a great balance.
things that people think aren't good being innovated, to be good, without, not necessarily because they're buffed or whatever, but just because the meta's changed, and suddenly some things are relevant now that weren't relevant when it was just 6 knights and 18 death route.
Like right now, like I was telling you, right? I'm playing around with some bully boys. I want to see what I can start doing.
That is correct.
Yes,
that is correct. Like I said, you charge 20 berserks into an Admech line, they're good. They're suddenly gonna have to solve a problem, and they'll be down like 3 or 4 units.
That's where you start seeing people with more like 20-man berserker units and things like that. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Out of here.
I'm excited for the new meta until the end of this current edition until the new edition. So I'm excited to see how it all pans out. And how it all ends, man. See who's victorious after it all, right?
I think we know who won 10th edition.
It's every edition, though.
Eldar.
Yes. since 6th, 7th? Well, 6, 7.
Was it 6th or 7th where the Riptide Wing was like the...
No, nothing was better than Necrons. It was Necrons and Eldar were like the strongest of all time.
What was it back in like 4th or 5th edition where you had the unkillable wolf unit?
That was 7th edition.
7th, okay.
But that was intermingling Azrael from Dark Angels. That's when you can soup shit. So that's why it was.
Eldrad buffed the wolf unit for some reason. You could just bring Eldar into his army.
It was all kinds of souping and shit like that. But when Necrons came out with the monolith, when it first dropped, that shit was broken. I mean, it would delete 20-man units. It would delete a unit with a D weapon, and then it dropped 40 Necron warriors and spray your shit. It was crazy.
Oh, that's
it was crazy. And it was basically unkillable too. It was like having toughness 13, 14 nowadays.
Yeah.
It was bananas. It had shields and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, anyways, I'm excited for the new meta. I can't wait to see how it pans out next year. I can't wait to see how everybody starts doing at my events. And don't forget, everyone, Grand Onslaught 11, January 13, 14, 12, 13? January 10, 11. Sorry.
So you know it's good when the organizer himself is questioning it.
Listen, I got 37 events to plan for next year.
Look, I'm off that weekend, and I am being very, very nice to the fiance, so she'll let me go and not have me come visit her.
Yeah, January 10th. Yep. Yeah. No, bring her along.
The good thing is that next weekend is President's Day, so I'm hoping I can like, hey babe, this weekend I'll go to the Warhammer, and next weekend I'm off Saturday, Sunday, Monday I'll come visit you, and we'll.
You exactly.
She's gonna watch this. She's at choir practice. She'll watch it later, and she'll text me and be like, "You can do what you want. Don't make me sound like that." And I'm like, "Honey, it's fine." Like, oh no, can't go, girlfriend. Sorry.
Hopefully she's not watching the show.
She always watches after. She's so sweet. She'll like either message me later tonight or tomorrow, and like give me notes on like, oh, you're so cute or whatever. And I'm like, all right,
edit this right now. Edit. Cut it out.
Big, strong, tough man, not cute.
Big, rough caveman, me.
Exactly. Barehanded, greasy hands,
Oh my gosh. So yeah, how are you all, right? Because I know we have our opinions, but how do you all feel about the meta that's coming up? Leave some comments down in the comment section, discussion sections in the YouTube area. Yes, that's very close. We got a great close-up of you. Once again, thank you to everyone who's watched. Thank you to Thomas, as always, for being my favorite dude, my co-host.
Before we go, I don't know what everyone's playing. Recon, what are you honing in on? Because this guy, he jumps around a lot, and I respect him for it, but where are you going? I know Anime's focusing on Sisters because he's the cabbie driver of the bandwagon.
What does everybody focus on? Come on, say it.
Yeah, no, everyone else, Kurt, told us Votan, which respect.
We know that one.
Yeah. While they're all typing out, because clearly they want to interact with us, I had a guy on the team. God, I wish I remembered his name. Man, he's gonna be so mad at me. Asked me if I wanted to split the.
We asked for one.
Yes, Knights, and World Eaters. Hey, I respect it.
We're gonna say the first one is your first choice in that order. So Imperial Knights, yeah.
Look, Imperial Knights, and then to cleanse the palate, Grey Knights, and then if he decides he wants to win, World Eaters.
When he's feeling crazy.
Mad respect to him for sticking to his guns. Like we said, GK, bit of a specialist faction. IK definitely could use some help, and World Eaters, as much as we make fun, if you just pick them up and put them on the table expecting to win without having the reps, you are going to lose your skull, and Korn doesn't care because you have blood too, buddy.
And he cares not whence the blood flows.
Victory is that is true. It is only a strategy away.
It sure is, brother.
We don't blame dice on this channel. I blame dice on this channel and get yelled at. Sisters, Bringers of Flame, and Champions of Faith. Good anime. Glad you see the light. Now, if you could just get you out of the Imperium and into some Xenos, we'd be doing great.
Exactly.
Don't your sisters want to join the greater good? They can be sisters over there. Sisters of the Talbot.
Hold up. He's done chaos. He's okay with me.
Look.
and for the record, this man has the hottest corn rolls 666 like none other. I'm telling you, he sold his soul to corn. He plays every Imperium faction because he's slowly tainting them all. I know it.
You know what it is? His sisters were part of that fleet that got corrupted in Angron's return. But no, I had a guy ask me if I wanted to go at halvesies with him on 2 of the StarCraft starter set boxes.
That would be
because
nice.
it's Terran and Zerg, and some people were talking about it. I'm like, oh man, Zerg's why I play Tyranid, literally the reason. And he's like, hey, I heard you talking about it. You want to go halvesies? It's Terran. And I'm like, oh god, ask me when it comes out. I'm like, oh man, yes, but no, but if it's cheap enough, maybe. So
that's fucking wild. All right, well,
took the lead. Hey, and you know what? That is exactly why you play out games. You can lose all game and find your path the last turn and a half or so. So that is a fantastic story.
Yep. This was a fantastic show today. We almost did 2 hours, brother. Wow. I think my battery's gonna die soon. All of my batteries. Yep.
And this is just a real quick, before we go, this is something we've gone over as well as, faction specialists versus people who do have, wandering eyes, which is completely valid. I get bored of Tyranids all the time, and then I start building another list, and I look back at Tyranids, and I'm like, I'm not that bored, though.
Have you met Thomas? Have you met Regal? Have you seen him on Discord? He builds lists for everything. Every single faction. Shut up. That's how much. Shut up.
I built a World Eaters list different from what he wants, from what his let's say hey, this is how I would do it, and he goes, oh, not enough Berserkers. So I built a list with Berserkers, and he goes, now you're just copying me. And I'm like, what do you want? I built different, you complain it's too different. I built similar, I get accused of copyright. This is insane. But no, this has been a great night, a great show. I'm glad. Thank you for everyone for joining us, for participating. I hope you took it away, and I hope don't listen to the naysayers that are like, oh, this, including myself, about Eldar. Nothing is broken. Everything has a solution. Some of them just require more strategy than others.
Yep. So until the next episode, it's a Ghost Rider. Yes. But no, hold up. If he's a Ghost Rider, he's got to write for someone. As of right now, he's just he's an Abyss Rider, basically a Void Rider.
Look, I've written a Tau list and 2 Sisters lists for anime. Okay.
Okay. All right.
He hated both of them, for the record, and then talked to you about Sisters and was like, hey, I think this idea is actually really good. And I'm like, oh, do you think that's good?
Oh, when someone else says it, it's good, huh? You douche. I know how that goes. I know exactly how that feels.
No, it's fine. It's good. It's, like I said, we all have different play styles, so it works. But no, I love, and part of it is it teaches me what armies do. That's why I know about Adamec, I know about Grey Knights, because I talk to people who play them, and then I look at it myself and go, okay, what are the synergies and stuff? So, but that's neither here nor there. You can always catch me on Discord, catch me on the Facebook. Feel free to hit me up for matches. My schedule is also opening up at night, not during the day. My days are entirely spoken for, but like after 7 most nights, other than every other Tuesday, I'm pretty free. So, hit me up for some TTS or even some real life gaming.
And I will see the rest of the world at your favorite local store playing some games there. So a bunch of places I'm going to be going throughout the year. Maybe I'll drag Regal with me if he's able to. But with that being said, love you, my peoples. We're going to head out of here. You got anything else to say?
No, just keep playing, practicing, and get ready for the new year. Because, new season's going to start like 2 weeks after Christmas.
And listen, don't forget, the only way I could feed Regal is by your donations. With 2 cents a day, you can help out and feed this man.
Fun fact, not even a lie, Anime had to feed me at the event on Sunday. Because I gave my card to the girlfriend. I was broke.
Because we're not getting donations. So please help out a ginger and support him 2 cents a day.
Kurt did offer to buy me drinks, and I'm like, I should have told him to donate the money to the channel, but I just kind of denied. But
yes,
fun fact. But thank you everyone for your support as always, for your time.
Make sure to share, like, and subscribe. Tell your peoples all about it. Don't forget to put the thumbs up on your way out. And most importantly, Onslaught Gaming 40K, where victory is just a strategy away. Bye, my beautiful people. Love you. We will see you soon before Thanksgiving. The week before Thanksgiving, hopefully.
And the week after. Some of them.
And maybe.